On today's show, we take a look at the Google 2 results.
The sequel.
It's a sequel.
This isn't your grandfather's Google.
Welcome to GCP Life, episode number 21. GCP Life is a show where we discuss Google Cloud and tech. GCP Life is sponsored by Kasna, and I'm your host, Stephen Bancroft. And on today's show, we take a look at the Google Q2 results. Google are in the bad books yet again. We take a look at some new Google features, and we've got a couple of fun stories. But before we get to any of that, I want to introduce the co-host of the show, Dave Wall. How you going, Dave?
Oh, great, thanks, mate. Back to just the two of us this week, an intimate podcast.
That's it, regular format, yes.
Yep.
I'm still coming down from the high from the other fortnight.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was a real blast.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? And of course, since then as well, myself and Ian, unfortunately you couldn't make it, we did a talk at Google headquarters in Sydney on the same subject on GCVE.
Yeah, it looked awesome. I checked out the photos. I'm still waiting to see the on-demand video of that to come through.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as that on-demand video is available, I will link that in the show notes. But it was an awesome day, and we had some nibblies and a few little refreshments afterwards.
Very civilized. Very civilized.
That's right. And caught up with some of the VMware guys there as well, and a couple of the Google customer engineers. So it was a good little meet and greet. Did a bit of schmoozing whilst I was there.
Any swag?
No. Well, I got a box full of salt.
Okay. Can't wear that. Well,
can't wear that, no. But that's it's little goodies they were giving us, some salt to put on your steaks or something. Yes, quite nice. During the week, I'd been playing around with an old Android tablet.
An ancient Android tablet.
Yeah. So what was the driver behind this? I had a couple of Fitbits, and I wanted to get the kids an old Fitbit down. I bought a band. It was $5 for a band, but couldn't install the Fitbit app on my daughter's Android tablet because it was too old a version of Android.
Gotcha. Yep.
Turns out there's a ROM for it, and you can put it on there, and it runs Android 11 just fine.
Yeah, fine. Like not sluggish or anything like that?
Nah, camera works, the Wi-Fi works, everything seems to work on it. We've got the Fitbit app on there, got Spotify, got everything in there.
Oh, nice. I've got an ancient, like a Nexus 10 tablet.
Yes.
Which would be similar vintage.
Yeah.
2014-ish. And again, that's software's end of life. I really should do something with it. It's a shame.
Yeah. Flash that bad boy. You'll probably find there's a Lineage ROM for it. And you get latest version of Android.
Nice.
Other than that, we had our work ski trip. Yeah.
Cutting it up.
Yeah. So in Mantle Group, we all went down to the snow over the weekend. And you're not a skier, Dave?
I've done it once.
Yep.
So when I saw the thing being planned for it, and I was like, that'd be good, but don't really know how to do that. and I didn't want to take a spot that someone who knows what they're actually doing.
Yeah, not a lot of people knew what they were doing.
Next year then.
Yeah, a lot of people. No, there were people that were quite competent on the snowboard and the skis, and then there were a lot of people that were learning for the first time as well. So it was a mixed bag.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think I went cross country skiing once, and over us we got up the mountain fine, and then the bit where we actually ski back down, we'd pick ourselves up, we'd point ourselves in a corner, slide into it, fall over, get up, reorientate, repeat until
when I go snowboarding, I ain't walking up no hills. Yeah, that's what the lift's for. Get on the lift, go up and slide down. Minimal effort.
Nice.
Other than that, what have you been up to, mate?
I've been doing a lot of study after rolling off a project at a little bit of available time. So I've been really wanting to do my GCP Professional Cloud DevOps cert for ages. That had been on the card since the start of the year. And so I finally like knuckled down, got that one done, and then I was kind of on a high, so I was like, oh, maybe I can do the developer one as well, and I smashed that one out as well.
Oh, well done, well done.
So I think I can have a little break now.
Yeah, give yourself a break.
Yeah.
I'm currently studying for the professional, the PCA, professional architect. I've changed a few things in that. I'm really just at the tip of the study bandwagon, but I think I've got most things. There's a bit of Anthos in there now, which is kind of new to me. Yeah, so I'll have to try and get across that a little bit more, obviously.
Yeah, nice.
And you said something about a printer and a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah. So this has been a little project that I've been wanting to do for a while, but trying to get Raspberry Pis has been hard. So my 3D printers, well, my two of them, like if I want to manage them at all, or I want to put print files on them, like they've still got SD cards. There's no remote access to them at all. Yeah. And there has been for a while, there's been a project where you can use a thing called Octoprint, which is a little print management ROM, and you can plug a Raspberry Pi into the back of your print controller, and the manufacturer had kind of it's got like a spot available for it for you to do this mod. They kind of expect that you're going to do it. So I was going to do that Octoprint one, but now Prusa, which is the manufacturer of my 3D printer, they have like their now own kind of like dedicated one for a thing called Prusa Connect. And so that's my project. I've got a Raspberry Pi turning up today. I think I saw the notification it might come this afternoon. I think this weekend I'll be cracking open the controller box and getting that mod done. So that'll be real nice. Managing SD cards for content is a real pain.
Yeah, absolutely. You pull it out, plug it in, pull it out, plug it in. Yeah, no way. Just before we get on with the show, I thought we'd mention that there's going to be a new region in New Zealand. Yeah,
there's a couple of new regions being added in, but that New Zealand one they've been asking for a while.
Yeah, no GCVE just yet though. We wouldn't imagine so anyway. But yeah, full region in New Zealand for our brothers across the ditch.
Yeah, so New Zealand's getting one. Malaysia and is it Thailand? I think is. Yeah, Thailand.
I'll link in the show notes. Yeah, Malaysia, Thailand, New Zealand, along with the previously announced regions of Berlin, Daman, Doha, Mexico, Tel Aviv, and Turin. Yeah, exciting stuff.
Great expanding.
Joining the already 34 cloud regions currently operating around the world.
Always good to have more options. Yeah, everyone wants to have their gear closest to home. So,
anyway, Dave, let's get on with the show. Oh, look, I don't know, during the week, it was a bit of a Google outage.
When
was this? I was on
it's only a little blip, though, right? It's just
a little blip. Last Tuesday, I think. Yeah. And they're not sort of being transparent about what it is.
No, I was looking for like a post-mortem about what happened, and I've seen some rumors that it was like a software update that went sideways, and somewhere else I saw that it was possibly a major data center outage due to some power issues.
Or a power issue thing, but we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll try and figure out what's going on with that. So what about the Q2 results for Google?
Yeah, more growth again. I think they were still number one for growth in a growing market.
Number one for growth. Looking here at an article on IT Pro, which I'll link in the show notes, Google Cloud registers the largest growth of the big three cloud platform providers during Q2, with an annual increase of 45%.
Yeah, nice.
Very nice. According to the data, the platform accounted for 8% of the overall cloud infrastructure services spend during the quarter, reinforcing its position in the top three, but remaining somewhat distanced behind rivals AWS with 31 and Microsoft Azure with 24.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting seeing, Microsoft really is hot on the heels behind AWS now. Like that's spitting distance, like 7%. I find it interesting that GCP's at 8. I do see. I think it depends on like where the results come from and which services are accounted in that, because I've seen like 8%, I've seen in the low teens for GCP. Like, it's hard to work out exactly, where they're sitting on an apples to apples basis.
Yeah, 8 does seem a bit low, doesn't it? Really, considering we just talked earlier about how many regions there are for GCP. 8 does seem low when you're seeing AWS at 31 and Azure at 24. But the growth is interesting, right? So we know 45% for Google Cloud, but AWS registered 33 and Azure 40. So AWS is growing the slowest.
Well, yes, but
growing the slowest. Amount, yeah, but the slowest of the 3.
I mean, that's. I think that's fairly reasonable given the size that they are. I don't want to throw too much shade.
No,
you only got 33%. I got 45.
Take what we can get. And the article goes on to say, looking ahead, AWS is planning to launch 24 availability zones across 8 regions, while Microsoft is gearing up to launch 10 new regions over the next year, with both providers increasing investment outside of the US. That's some bickies being spent there.
For sure. And
that's some silicon going into buildings, yeah.
Yes, and that's why no one else can buy tin.
That's right.
There's no tin for you.
Where are my Raspberry Pis?
Yeah,
that's all
I can't get it anymore. Yeah, because all the silicon's going into being like Tau CPUs.
No, you don't get any for your motor cars either. No. Yeah, so we're going to keep tracking that, of course. I think this is going to become a regular item now, and we'll see what happens in Q3. Yes. Be interesting. Now, this next story I found a little bit odd. And it's odd because it mentions the ACCC. I'll link a couple of articles in the show notes. The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission has approved Google Cloud's plans acquisition of Mandiant.
Which is great, but I don't know why the ACCC needs to approve it.
Yeah, I don't know why either. The US Department of Justice offered a similar approval in July 2022. Google and Mandiant expect the deal to be closed by the end of 2022. So I understand the Dodge being involved, but why the ACCC?
Maybe all of the regulators in all of the countries where they're operating need to sign off on it?
Quite possibly, yes. This article, the article I've got here, I don't think is specifically an Australian outlet. The other article that I have is an Australian outlet. I'm just curious why a non-Australian outlet would report on that.
Yeah, especially for 2 non-Australian companies.
This is why I preface this by saying it seems a little bit odd. I've got no other information telling me why this is the case. But, hey, it's approved.
Well, it's approved. If it was going to hold them up, it's one more that's off the back.
One more.
You'd be interested to see when that does get finalised. They are looking to finalise it by the end of this year.
That's right.
So maybe there's more regulators worldwide that need to sign off on it. I think there's still that court case that had to be settled out as well.
Yep. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're right there. I think all the regulators around the world in all the regions have to sign off on it. Just a bit of the background. Google agreed to buy Mandiant for $5.4 billion as part of the deal. Mandiant would join Google Cloud, the company's indicated. So it's still ongoing. We're still following it. Basically, at the moment, no news is good news, or is it good news? I don't know.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. That's right. So I was a little curious to hear during the week that Google's in the bad books again.
What for this time?
What for this time? Well, they're being sued. And why are they being sued? They're being sued for dropping the free version of Workspaces.
Right. So if you were an early adopter all those years ago, like more than 10 years ago.
More than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Article on the Star here, and I've got a couple of references to this, say the Stanford Company LLC sued on behalf of an early adopters who were lured to use the software in its early stages.
Lured.
Because they've dropped the free version for enterprise. Now, here's the thing. This is not a new trick.
No.
Right? This has been going on since the inception of the internet. You spin up a minimal viable product, you get the free version launched, you get all the people on there to beta test it and bug test it and work it all out for you, and then you just switch and you say, nah, not available anymore. Evernote did this famously.
What's an Evernote?
And I immediately pulled all my data off Evernote.
So I remember having Evernote probably about the same time that I had that Nexus 10 tablet, right? It's a long time back.
Yeah, that's right. So, and all it does is just put your users offside, and I don't know if Evernote ever really recovered from that.
Yeah, I mean, so I follow that, but I think in this instance, right, like that was a long time. It was many years. We're talking over a decade that they were getting the service for free, and it was eventually sunset with plenty of notice.
I think this is a little different though. See, Google promised early on to never charge for it. Right, taking a quote from the article here, allowing Google to fine-tune it and self-tune it for free, which we understand. In exchange, Stratford Company said that the early adopters were promised a free version of Workspace as long as Google offered it.
Right.
Now, I don't know if they got the language quite right in the article there, because you could read that either way. You could read that as long as they're offering a free version, Google will offer it, or as long as they're offering Workspace, they will offer it for free.
Well, they wouldn't have been offering Workspace because it wasn't called that, right? So, if I put my my devil's advocate hat on, that while they changed the name of the project a few times. But okay, what about this?
It's only G Suite. It's only G Suite.
It's only G Suite. We don't have G Suite.
We don't have G Suite anymore.
Yeah, but what about all right, if this wasn't Google, right, and you're like a small,
we wouldn't care about it.
But yeah, but if you're a small company and you're offering something for free, and you go, at some point, it's really not viable. Like, are you then committed to, like, I can never charge for this product because my users will be unhappy about it? Like,
or you just shut it down.
Yeah, well, and Google has no stranger to shutting down, like, messaging clients, for example.
Shut it down in an instant.
Yeah.
But they've always got that clause there. They will offer it for free as long as Google offered it.
Yeah.
So they could pull the pin on it.
I mean, you still can get it for free. Just, you can't have a custom email address and a bit of reduced storage. Is that there is a...
Well, maybe that's the way they're going to weasel their way out of it. Maybe they're going to say, well, we are offering it for free, just not for enterprise.
Yeah.
Like it's because it's still free for private use, right?
True.
Yeah. Anyway, the lawsuit is a $5 million US thereafter in damages, and Google has not immediately responded. So,
well, good luck to them. I mean, I wasn't stung by this, right? I would understand. I know, like, quite a few people who were, and they were sad to have to pay for it after all this time. But I mean, like, I pay for it now. It's not that much of an impost.
Yeah, I think you've just got to suck it up and pay for it. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's Google's thing, right? They can make a call on what they want to do with it.
I mean, or you can shift.
But if they have made a promise early on, then there might be something there. Yeah, and the article also mentions that the lawyers are going in with the Google abandonment of the credo. Don't do evil is well illustrated in this case.
I don't know what the legal standing of that is.
Are they being evil? Well, and another story with Google being in the bad books, and this one's a little more substantial. Australian court orders Google to pay $60 million.
Yes, for location data.
Yeah,
tracked,
so
right?
that's right. So an article here on IT News, the Australian Competition Watchdog says Google was ordered by the federal court to pay $60 million in penalties for misleading users on collection of their personal location data. Sneaky, sneaky. The court found Google misled some customers about personal location data collected through their Android mobile device between January 2017 and December 2018.
Right, so 2-year period.
Yeah, so you could switch off location history, but there was another mechanism in Android that still collected location data.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't immediately obvious how to do that.
Right. And I mean, I would say that certainly I think the ability to manage your data now is significantly better. Than it
4 years later.
4 years later.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like there is so much of a focus on it, and whether or not it's been, either individual country regulators or I think especially the GDPR legislation out of Europe has really helped with that.
Really driven it. Yeah.
But 4 years ago was a different time.
That's right. Yeah. So, I'd heard about this court case about a year ago, and seems like it's landed on a $60 million payout or $60 million in penalties for Google. And I mean, that's the federal court. So I don't know how much path for appeal they have after that.
Yeah.
Not a lot,
probably
I'd
not
imagine.
too much, yeah.
No.
The high court after that, maybe. Probably not going to go that high.
They might not hear this case, yeah. In an email statement, Google said it had settled the matter and added it has made location information simple to manage and easy to understand. So there you go. Okay. They're going to
put it to
they're
bed.
going to cop it.
Yep.
They're going to cop the slap on the wrist and just put it out there and say, it's easy to handle. All done. All right, well, enough of the little sort of bad news there. I thought we'd take a look at a couple of new features that have landed.
Give me a list.
Give me a list. We've got a list of 3 today, Dave. List of 3.
Compact list, but it's still a list.
Compact list. Yes. The first one here is BigQuery subscriptions in Google PubSub. Now, it is possible now to set up PubSub subscriptions that can write directly from Cloud PubSub to BigQuery.
Brilliant. So not having to flow through like a Cloud Function or a data flow or anything like that. You can just
Nope. Straight in.
Bro.
Yep. Straight in. Now, it occurred to me, IoT Core. Now, this is just purely speculation. I'm really not familiar with some of this, but IoT Core is being deprecated. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think one of our colleagues has been playing around with that for one of his projects, and he just noticed it the other day.
So where does it put this? Because that's a normal flow, right? You go IoT Core, PubSub for your IoT ingestion. So is PubSub potentially going to replace that as an all-in-one thing? Is that how they're gearing it up here?
I mean, it could be, right? It is flexible as it is at the moment.
So, I mean, that makes sense to me. You just publish straight to PubSub, straight into BigQuery. Done.
Yep.
Right? Why have all this other guff around?
You still want to have as many, managed services in there as you can. So taking that complexity out of having to manage out like a bespoke cloud function. Bro.
Yeah, so you're right. So this article says it removes the need for Cloud Functions, data flow, data prep as other intermediaries, and you don't
probably drop your cost down a little bit too. Because if you've got a Cloud Function that's executing as your data streaming through, now that goes away.
Item number 2 on the list: Google has made Big Lake generally available. Now, I've said it many times on the show before. I'm not a data guy.
Do you play one on television?
I do not play one on television. But my understanding of Big Lake is like a sort of catch-all for all the data interfaces. Is that right?
To try and get your data out of silos, get it into one central location, and then you can access it all from the one spot.
Yeah. So, generally available now.
Which is great, right? But we always like to see a service get promoted to GA. You can make decisions around that now that it's not going to change too much.
That's it, yeah. And then the last one on the list, number 3, Cloud Health API is now available in 4 additional regions. Asia Southeast 2, US East 1, US West 1, US West 3. Now, I don't think this is available at all in Australia at the moment.
This is not something I've had any exposure to.
No, but I imagine we will get it once they've done the tick the box exercise. So it provides a managed solution for storing and accessing healthcare data in Google Cloud.
That's great. Like it's the ability to get more modern tools, especially for healthcare data and the amount of protection that you need to have around that.
That would be the driving factor behind it, the amount of tech protection, the amount of check the box exercises you got to do. And if you think about it, it's a huge amount of data, and you would have it in all these disparate systems that are all different, and the power of actually bringing all that all together to, track someone's health record. I mean, it's almost invaluable, right? The power of being able to do some data analysis on that. Imagine the studies that could be done if all of that health data was all available in one place. Anonymous health data was all available in one place. Yeah. So that's really a big data solution, and if this gets off the ground, I really think it could make a big difference in a lot of areas in health.
For sure.
And that's our list for this week.
Concise list.
Concise list. All right, and a couple of fun ones to finish it off, Dave. Man robbed of 800,000 in cryptocurrency sues Google.
Yeah. Good luck, mate.
Good luck. This is a classic. Last October, California resident Jacob Perlman downloaded an Android version of a cryptocurrency wallet called Phantom from the Google Play App Store. You heard of this?
I haven't heard of this particular wallet.
Right.
But people downloading apps that purport to be what they are, and they are not, especially in the crypto space. That's an old scam.
Yeah. I had this exact thing happen, right? Just going back to the story about the Android 11 tablet. When I first was going to set up the Fitbit for my daughter, I went into the Play Store, searched Fitbit, and there were Fitbit apps or apps claiming to be Fitbit something or other, and the icon looked very similar, but I knew they weren't the legitimate Fitbit app because I got it on my phone. Yeah, and I don't know what those apps were intending to do, but they weren't the genuine app. Yeah, it wasn't until I did the upgrade, then I could see the proper app. So I mean that's what's happened in this case, right? He's downloaded a wallet that wasn't real. He's put his actual seed phrase into it, which has given the hackers all of his it's no longer your crypto, mate. That's their crypto now. Yeah, it's gone.
Drain those accounts.
Like keys in the lava, they're gone. Yep. This happened 4 months before the San Francisco-based Phantom Technologies actually released an Android version of its digital wallet. The free Phantom wallet app that Perlman downloaded early from the Google Play was a fake. And when he connected his actual Phantom wallet to the app, it cost him a small fortune.
I mean, 800,000 is,
not chump change.
It's not chump change. It's a medium-sized fortune.
Yeah, so virtual currencies from Samo, USDC, Orca, Sol, as well as 4 additional NFTs. So he is the court filing states that Phantom on October 11, 2021 issued a public warning that Google Store was offering shoddy goods. Back then, the real Phantom offered its crypto wallet as a browser extension for Chrome, Brave, Firefox, and Edge. Today, it provides iOS and Android versions as well as the browser add-ons. So at the time, it wasn't available in Android, and this guy just went looking for it. Google, the complainant says, breached its own warranty and terms of service by offering a fraudulent app failing to warn Perlman that the app may be unsafe and failing to block Perlman's download of the app.
The Google Play Store is not a walled garden. It's not like the iOS one. Like, you don't need Apple's approval, or you don't need Google's approval to list something on there.
Yep.
So
just publish and have at it.
Yep. Yeah. It does make it a very easy way for you to get apps, but it'd be like, your Windows machine and downloading an executable from somewhere random. Right. It's just making it easy for you to get that app. Doesn't make any warranty claims as to whether or not that app is what you're actually looking for.
Yeah, so you got to be careful, right? I mean, it's the same as getting a spam email, right? I mean, you got to learn how to identify those things. And once again, my example with the Fitbit app, you could just take like 2 seconds to look at the icon or look at the text there next to it. And if something's fishy about it, don't install it.
Especially with crypto stuff, right? Because it's so easy to drain the accounts, right? As soon as someone's got your private keys, they've got all of it, right?
Yep,
like
they're at it.
And, if this guy's had like 800,000 on there and he's just not thinking about it, like,
yeah.
This is, it's just another, every time this happens, like, and it's common, right? Like every day people are losing their, using their crypto, but
yep.
it until these issues are solved, like it holds back crypto adoption.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And did we talk about this on a previous show where most crypto traders will use two wallets? They'll have a smaller one to do their sort of day-to-day work, and then a one with the bulk of their
you'll generally
crypto
you want to keep like offline wallets or cold wallets. Things that you don't actually transact with, or you use a hardware wallet like Ledger is one. So, they need to actually sort of physically have the device or the seed phrase for it. Right. Definitely don't want to keep like your entire portfolio in a hot wallet that like sitting on your PC and you just need like one bit of spyware on there to go and lift your private keys. Like,
yeah, putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, you got to treat it like your bank account.
Yeah. This article finishes off by saying, if Phantom sounds familiar, it's because it was caught up in an attack on Slope wallets this week. So this company's caught up in a few things, which millions of dollars of cryptocurrency was stolen from roughly 8,000 wallets.
Jeez. So it's like, there you go, it's more. It's just another one, right?
Perfect example of it.
Yeah.
And a little last story here is a couple of cross-site vulnerabilities have been found in Cloud Platform. And the first thing I wanted to know is, did the guy get the payout? Yes, he got the payout, $3,133.70. That's the exact amount you get if you find a bug. We have talked about it. I'm not going to tell you now. I have to go back and listen to previous shows to find out what that means. A researcher late last week discovered they found two vulnerabilities in the Google Cloud Platform. The Google Cloud Platform. One on Dev's site, the other on Google Play. Bad code that could have leaked to hijacked accounts via cross-site attacks. Two bugs reported. Classic ones, yeah. Said an attacker-controlled link could run JavaScript on the origins of HTTP cloud.google.com and HTTP developers.google.com, which means a bad actor could read and modify its contents bypassing the same origin policy. Can't have that happening. The Google Play bug was a document object model-based XSS attack. I'll link in the show notes. You can find out more about that. But yes, if you're inclined to go and look for bugs, you will get your payout of $3,133.70.
Yeah, very nice.
It was very nice.
And there is actually, no, we didn't have it as a topic for today, but today, I think in the last 8 hours, there is another critical Chrome update that's required. So it's the fifth one for the year. So make sure you get your Chrome updated.
Get your Chrome updated. It hasn't popped up on mine yet to say update.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, update your Chrome. All right, cool. I think that's about it for this week. You got anything more, Dave?
No, mate. I'm gonna go check downstairs and see if my Raspberry Pi's turned up.
No, good. I actually got one the other day, a Pi W2.
Yeah, that's the same that I got.
It's in the garage, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to get the little pin headers and solder them on, and there's a few things I need to 3D print for it. So that's going to be my little weekend project. Besides catching up with the family for birthday stuff.
Oh, nice. Anyway, guys, go to iTunes, write us a review, and don't forget to check out Kasna Between Two Clouds on YouTube. You can contact the show, gcplife@kasna.com.au. We've got the Twitter there, @GCPLife. You can find us on the website. Just Google that. You'll find it easily enough. And, of course, today's sponsor was Kasna. At Kasna, we make your Google Cloud solutions possible. I think we've chin-wagged enough for today, Dave.
I think we have.
How are you?
I think we'll free everyone up.
All right, then. We'll see you later. Bye.
Catch you later.
I'll link a couple of articles in the show notes. Australian